Hello guys, welcome to this very special interview with Jan Philipp from Volkswagen, who's joined us here at this special coverage. So Jan, I want to really understand, this year for Volkswagen at Auto Expo 2020, it is all about SUVs.
Right.
And here we see a fantastic, ID concept by you, which is all electric. Take us through it, what it's all about, what's the ethos behind it?
All right. At first, thanks for the compliments. I mean, of course, we are proud to be able to show our newest car here, our new show car, the ID Cross, here to the crowd, to the Indian public. And well, what you see here is actually a MEB car. So that stands for really the modular platform when it comes to electric mobility. You see wide axles here, so you have a lot of space in the interior. You see here nice headlamps. So this is a distinctive look of all the MEB cars. You see also a signature here. The headlights, they can actually turn depending on from where you actually approach the car. And you see these fluid lines here. So they are really like waving across the whole car. So that makes it really a new appeal, a new look, which you not really see on the street at the moment. So this is really the new interpretation of our future design when it comes to electric cars.
Talking about future designs, a lot has been said about, electric mobility. India often, is referred to as a country that is still not ready for electric mobility. What are your thoughts on that?
Yes, that's a good question, because when it comes to comparing India with Europe, then of course you see differences. You see especially one thing which really future customers of electric cars are caring about is the infrastructure.
Yes.
So this is like a chicken and egg problem. No cars, no infrastructure. No infrastructure, no cars. So, but both of them need to be developed a little. And that's where I actually see advantage in Europe. We have built up already quite a good amount of infrastructure, so people can be ready to buy electric cars. What I see here in India is, I think the initiative that you are running is the FAME 2.0, if I'm right.
Yeah.
So we are really looking forward of seeing progress here made in India when it comes to infrastructure, when it comes to subsidies from the government, when it, for example, also comes to maybe tax exemptions when you buy electric cars. So that also everybody is helping to really make the industry develop as good as possible. But yes, car-wise, we would be ready.
All right, so car-wise you would be ready, but the interesting conversation we were having before we started this interview, you were telling me that you've been with Volkswagen for almost 11 years, and when you came back in India, the adoption of Volkswagen as a brand was a challenge. But now that it is already here, do you see that same challenge with the electric mobility space?
Yeah, sort of. I think Volkswagen is, of course, like really playing a role here in India. I mean, we are standing for really good and proper product quality. So that's also what we want to stand for when it comes to electric mobility. So the customer really can rely on our products. So this is something we want to tackle. This is something we also need to tackle because we want to be #1 worldwide when it comes to e-mobility.
Okay, we saw a huge lineup of SUVs. By Volkswagen at Auto Expo 2020. What are your thoughts on that? Is SUV a necessity of the Indian market, or globally you see the trend shifting? Because we've seen it in the West, we see it now here in India. Is this the right direction?
To be honest, it's maybe not even a trend anymore because SUVs are fully on the street. I mean, we at first as well talked about a trend in Europe, in the US. I mean, they are well known in the US. But I mean, the SUV trend, so to call, is really long lasting now. So in my opinion, it really came down to the masses. So that's why we also produce cars for the masses. We have a wide variety of different SUVs to offer for the customer. So, and in India, and when I look around here, of course, there are lots of different SUVs that the customer can actually buy. And SUVs will be also one thing in electric mobility. Because the slightly higher seating position, the better overview of where you're driving, and also the feeling of to be a little bit more safe in your car because the car is a little bigger, a little wider. So this is what people really like about SUVs. And for old people, this getting in, getting out of a higher seating position, one of these advantages.
And the biggest reason to buy SUVs in India, I think, are the roads.
The roads, of course. You're a little bit more safe. You have bigger wheels on SUVs. I mean, they are not running flat as for other cars. So you have bigger dampers. So I mean, that makes it an advantage.
Okay, my final question to you is, how do you see the Indian automotive space, in terms of your global share that you see in the entire Volkswagen pie?
You mean the electric mobility in
the electric mobility as well as the entire, Volkswagen portfolio.
Yeah.
How do you see this year now?
See the situation in India? Well, to see the situation in India, I think we really want to strive definitely for more volume. For the electric mobility, when it comes to really that markets are more and more developing, especially India, we really want to be part of this one. So we really want to be the overall #1 when it comes to electric mobilities and of course sales in electric mobilities. Right. So once India is developing, we are happy to be here.
And you're already ready.
Exactly. That's why we want to showcase this lovely car here to actually show the customer, okay, here is something
that you can own in the future.
That tells the future, that tells the direction where we're heading to, where the group is heading to, and where we're really proud of.
All right, thank you, Jan, for joining us, taking out time for us at Jagran. Thanks a lot, and all the best for the Auto Expo 2020.
Thank you.
Cheers.